Inspiring transformation, humble cleaner shines like a star after revealing her incredible story. Mia wiped the gleaming boardroom table, its surface reflecting the soft morning light filtering through large glass windows. To the onlooker, she was just a cleaner, invisible amongst the corporate hustle. But each stroke of the cloth was a testament to her resilience. As she scrubbed the last stubborn stain, her heart ached for more. She wanted a life filled with laughter and opportunities for her children, rather than long nights exhausted from toil. In a bustling Midwestern city, Mia, a 33-year-old single mother, fought each day to lift her family above the line of poverty. At home, the scent of instant noodles mixed with dependency lingered, a reminder of their tight budget. 10-year-old Ethan often came home with bruised feelings, taunted for wearing second-hand clothes while 8-year-old Lily's bright eyes dimmed under whispers of shame. Mia's heart tightened. What kind of future was she crafting for them? Her father's voice echoed through her mind, filled with stories of sacrifice. A decorated veteran, he had poured his life into fighting battles both on the field and within his own mind. PTSD had gripped him, but his lessons stayed strong: hard work and integrity. Mia had inherited that strength, yet each day it felt like a heavy load dragged behind her. One chilly afternoon, as fallen leaves crunched beneath her feet, a neighborhood cleanup project flashed before her eyes. It was an opportunity to show her children the beauty of community, to instill pride in the place they called home. Grabbing Ethan and Lily, she headed out, her heart swelling with hope. Together, they planted flowers, filled bags with trash, and connected with neighbors who smiled brightly, forgetting their worries for a while. "Mom, look!" Ethan exclaimed, waving a crumpled flyer a local journalist had circulated. "They want to hear stories about people in our community." The gleam in his eyes lit a flicker of ambition. Maybe this could spark change. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. Soon after, her story caught the attention of the kind-hearted journalist. Her tale, the silent battle of a cleaner, the unseen strength of a mother trying to rewrite her children's future, came alive on the city's website. When the article went viral, an outpouring of community support surged. People shared, liked, and commented, lifting Mia's narrative into the light. But with hope came a dilemma. A wealthy business offered her a job that promised stability, one that could change everything. But it also threatened her role as her children's anchor. Torn between the chance for a brighter future and the comfort of her current path, doubt gnawed at her. At a community rally, her heart thumped wildly. Surrounded by friends and supporters, Mia's voice trembled as she prepared to speak. This wasn't just about her, it was about dignity, justice, and the struggles countless parents faced every day. As the crowd grew, she felt the swell of hope. But would she fold beneath uncertainty, or rise to confront a new calling? Mia glanced at the crowd, her heart racing. They looked at her, eager, expectant. Her mouth felt dry, yet the energy thrumming through her veins ignited a fire in her chest. She could speak. She could share. But would her words have the weight they needed? "Thank you," she started, her voice wavering but steady. "Thank you for being here and reminding me I'm not just a cleaner. I'm a mother, and I want so much for my kids." The crowd quieted, hanging on her words. She saw a few nods, faces carved with understanding. This was the moment to strip away the layers of shame and fear. "Every night, I feel like I'm fighting against this heavy wall. I work hard, I'm exhausted, but I want my children to believe in something greater." As her voice grew stronger, she felt the audience lean in, fingers twitching in excitement. "I want them to know they can dream without limits. I want them to wake up laughing with hope instead of worrying about the day." Her eyes caught Ethan's gaze, bright and wide, while Lily nestled quietly closer to him. Their eyes shimmered with encouragement. The sight of them steeled her resolve. Mia took a deep breath. I fought for our home, our dignity, and I've realized that sharing our stories can move mountains. It's time our voices were heard. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the crowd, and Mia felt a rush of courage. This was more than her story, it was a call to everyone in that space. She could feel the collective heartbeat, a rhythm of shared struggles and aspirations, but when she mentioned the job offer, the cheering hushed. Her stomach nodded at their reaction. I have this opportunity, a job that could lift us from this cycle. But it means I can't be there as much. Would I be doing right by my kids, or abandoning them in pursuit of a dream that's perhaps just a distraction? The silence hung thick, a fragile thread binding their breaths together. She could see the struggle mirrored on their faces, the fear of change, the desire for better. Life isn't easy for us. We need to make sacrifices. But are those sacrifices worth it if we lose ourselves? A woman in the front spoke up, her voice gentle yet powerful. You are not abandoning your children, Mia. You're showing them how to fight for a better future. They will always know you love them, no matter where you are. Mia's heart thudded painfully in her chest. Could she take that leap? The tension in the air was palpable. She felt every emotion swirling around her: fear, hope, love. The faces looking back at her held the same dilemmas, the same questions. As she finished her speech, an uproar of applause erupted, its warmth weaving a blanket around her. She didn't just share her story, she connected with the hearts of others. It was empowering, yet terrifying, but as she stepped down, a gnawing thought kept nagging at her. What would happen if she chose the job? Would she still be the guiding light in her children's lives? Or would ambition tear them apart? The following days were a whirlwind of uncertainty. Calls from the new employer came, each one promising more than the last. But with every offer, doubt seeped into her mind. What would it mean for Ethan and Lily? Would they handle the change? Would they forget her amidst deadlines and demands? Sitting at the kitchen table, Mia found herself staring at her reflection in the window. The weight of decisions pressed heavily on her heart like never before. In that moment, she understood, this wasn't just her journey. It was theirs too. How could she forge ahead without a plan that included them in this new life? As Mia took a deep breath, a sense of calm washed over her. She was a mother first, the rest would follow. But how exactly should she navigate this new landscape? And then, before she could think twice, her phone buzzed with a message. A familiar name flickered on the screen. A journalist. Did they want to meet again? Was there more she needed to share? That buzz ignited a spark. What kind of story would she tell next? And would it help her forge a path she could walk together with her children? Mia stared at the phone, her heart racing as she processed the message. The journalist wanted to meet her at a nearby cafe. She felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. What would they want to know? Would they still care about her story? With a deep breath, she texted back, agreeing to the meeting. Once the response was sent, Mia's thoughts spiraled. Was it possible that sharing her experience could lead to something more beyond just this moment? This was her chance to create a ripple that could transform not just her life, but her children's as well. As morning light streamed through the kitchen window, she thought about Ethan and Lily. They were still asleep, wrapped in their dreams. She had always wanted more for them, and yet now she felt like they were her anchors. How could any future hold without their laughter filling her home? Time slipped away too quickly, and soon she found herself in a small cafe, the smell of coffee swirling in the air. The place buzzed with conversations, but Mia felt detached, lost in what was about to unfold. She'd never done anything like this before. The journalist arrived, a vibrant woman with a notebook in hand and a warm smile. Her enthusiasm was infectious, and Mia felt a sense of comfort. They settled down at a corner table. I loved your speech, the journalist said, her pen poised. It resonated with so many people. I want to help share your journey, to dive deeper into your story. Mia fidgeted, gripping her coffee cup tightly. I just want to be a good mother. I don't know if my story is worth sharing." The journalist leaned closer. "It's refreshing. You're representing so many voices. Your struggles, your dreams, they matter. Sharing them could inspire others facing the same battles." For a moment, Mia's mind wandered back to the room filled with faces, hope and fear blending together. If she could inspire even one person, perhaps she could create a butterfly effect. But what about her children? Would they understand her pursuit? What about your kids? The journalist asked, sensing her hesitation. How do you think they'll feel about this journey? Mia smiled, warmth blooming in her chest. They're my reason. I want them to see that working hard can open doors. I want them to dream big, and not be afraid to step outside our little world. With each question, Mia opened up more, the words flowing like water from a cracked dam. Memories of sleepless nights and joyful mornings poured out, moments of tension and laughter, struggles, and triumphs. Each word transformed into a testament of resilience, a call for understanding. As they talked, Mia felt the weight she had been carrying begin to lift. Maybe sharing her journey could strike a chord, could help others see beyond the surface of their own lives. But just as the conversation reached a comforting rhythm, a familiar alarm rang in her head. Could she truly balance the new job with this? Do you think they'll support me? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The journalist gave Mia a pointed look. It's essential to believe in yourself, Mia. They'll see your determination, and that might shine a light on their own paths. Mia nodded, slowly realizing that the fear didn't have to control her. If she embraced her dreams, perhaps her children could find inspiration in her journey. As she left the cafe, a surge of possibility filled her veins. Everything felt alive, yet daunting. The buzzing of her phone interrupted her thoughts. It was Ethan. He sent a simple message, "Mom, I miss you." It struck a chord and warmed her heart. She was torn between her ambitions and the home she loved. How could she move forward without losing them? Mia paused on the sidewalk, staring into the distance. The world seemed full of endless opportunities, yet she felt a looming uncertainty. How could she lead her children while paving this new road for herself? With her fingers hovering over the screen to reply, another message slipped into her inbox, a notification from the community group inviting her to share more of her insights at a workshop next month. Suddenly, everything felt like too much. Would she drown in the expectations or rise to the occasion? Mia squeezed her eyes shut, feeling the weight settle in again. She had a choice to make, and time was running out. What would she decide? And how would this next chapter unfold for her and her family? Mia stood frozen on the busy sidewalk, her heart pounding with indecision. The sun glinted off the glass storefronts around her, one moment illuminating her potential and the next casting shadows of self-doubt. She glanced back at the cafe, the echoes of her conversation with the journalist still vivid in her mind. A workshop? Writing her story? It sounded like a dream. But was it her dream, or just a fantasy for someone else? Her phone buzzed again, breaking the spell of her thoughts. It was another message from Ethan. Are you coming home soon? The innocence in his wording wrapped around her heart, tightening its grip. She could see him there, waiting, with his hopeful eyes, maybe counting the minutes on his little clock. The weight of expectation crept back in, blending with the warmth of her kids' love. She had always been their rock, their safe place, yet here she was on the edge of something new and undefined. Would they really understand if she dared to explore this ambition? Wasn't she already spreading herself thin enough, juggling their needs and trying to keep her own dreams alive? Mia inhaled sharply, steeling herself. She couldn't ignore this opportunity. She wanted to fight for a future where her children would see her hard work as a model. They needed to know that pushing against limits was okay, that it was even essential. But was she prepared for the risk, the chance of failure hanging over her like a dark cloud? A spark of resolve ignited within her. Maybe this was more than just sharing a story, it could be about crafting a legacy. Her journey could inspire Ethan and Lily, showing them the importance of resilience and chasing dreams. The thought warmed her spirit, illuminating a path forward. Still, she squirmed under the weight of the impending workshop. What if they didn't connect with her? What if her story was dismissed? The self-doubt crept back, whispering lies of inadequacy. With another deep breath, she pushed those thoughts aside. What was the worst that could happen? Even if she stumbled, wouldn't it be better than remaining silent? Mia's fingers finally danced over her phone screen, typing a response to Ethan. "I'm on my way, buddy. Love you." That simple declaration settled her heart just a little. A sudden downpour of rain caught her off guard, sending people rushing for cover. Mia laughed amidst the chaos and the splashing puddles. The rain mirrored her life, full of unexpected twists. Maybe that was the beauty in it all. As she made her way toward the bus stop, she thought about how far she had come in just a few days. That speech, this meeting, the possibility of a workshop, it all felt transformative, though she was yet to fully grasp the implications. Each step she took felt lighter, as if she was shedding years of doubt. The world around her buzzed with life, the chatter of strangers becoming a symphony. Mia caught sight of a little girl jumping in puddles, a huge smile plastered on her face. That joy was infectious, pulling Mia into the moment. So often she had forgotten how to embrace fun in the little things. Her phone pinged again, this time a notification from the community group filled with comments from people cheering her on after the speech. Hope unfurled inside her. Maybe she wouldn't have to carry this weight alone. It could be a community journey rather than a solo one. With every step toward home, she felt the world expanding, possibilities unfurling like petals in the warm sun. Maybe she could channel this energy, bring it into her home. Perhaps her children would not only understand but grow with her, and it could strengthen their bond. Just as that thought solidified, a realization struck her: it was time to talk to them. Ethan and Lily deserved to know about her hopes and dreams. They might surprise her. They might lift her up even more than she could have imagined. As she approached her home, her heart raced with anticipation. Would they embrace this new adventure with her? The door creaked open, revealing Ethan's eager face. "Mom! You're back!" he exclaimed, throwing his arms around her. Mia hugged him tightly, warmth flooding through her chest. She could do this. Her story could intertwine with theirs. But a quiet question still lingered in her mind even as she stepped inside. What if sharing her journey would challenge everything they knew about the world? Would they be ready for that? As she gathered her children close, excitement mixed with apprehension filled the air. Each heartbeat reminded her that the next chapter was about to begin. What would happen next? Would their love be enough to weather the storm of doubt? Mia stepped into her home, the familiar warmth wrapping around her like a blanket. Ethan's laughter echoed through the small living room, a melody that reminded her of the light she fought so hard to protect. She smiled at him and Lily, who were sprawled out on the floor, lost in a mess of crayons and half-finished drawings. The chaos soothed her. It felt normal, anchoring her back to her roots. "Hey, can I see what you two are working on?" she asked, kneeling beside them and picking up a drawing. It was a little stick figure family, complete with balloons. She beamed. "This is beautiful. It looks just like us." Lily beamed with pride, her eyes sparkling. "I made it for us, Mommy. We can be happy always." "And we will be," Mia replied, a little knot of worry in her stomach twisting tighter. Her own happiness now felt linked to the unveiling of her dreams, but she swallowed that thought, focusing on her kids. "You're my sunshine. You know that?" "Yeah," Ethan proclaimed. "But you know what we love most, Mom? When you're happy." Their innocent cheers for her joy rang like chimes in her heart. In that moment, she knew she had to share her dreams with them. The stakes felt too high, but it was time. She took a deep breath. "Can I tell you guys something?" she began, her voice wavering, yet filled with determination. Ethan and Lily nodded, curiosity dancing in their eyes. I've been thinking about something really important, she continued, choosing her words carefully. I want to write my story. Like the one I shared with that journalist. Their essay workshop coming up, and I really want to try. Ethan's brow furrowed slightly, a flicker of confusion crossing his face. Your story? But why? Mia hesitated, fear creeping back in. She could feel her heart racing. Would they think she was trying to escape her role as their mother? Because, sweetie, I want to share what I've been through. And I want you both to see that it's good to follow your dreams, no matter how small they may seem. I want to be someone you can look up to. Lily's eyes widened, her pencil pausing mid-stroke. Will you be a star? Mia chuckled, but her throat felt tight. Maybe not a star, but I want to shine for you. Just like you shine for me. Ethan tilted his head, thinking hard. What if they don't like your story? His voice was barely above a whisper, as if the thought scared him as much as it scared her. Mia could feel a lump forming in her throat, that familiar echo of self-doubt swirling within her. That's the risk, buddy. But even if it's hard, I think it's worth it. I want to show everyone that we can tell our truths, and that's powerful. Lily nodded solemnly, absorbing her words. You can do it, Mommy. You're brave. Bravery. The word hung in the air, thick with meaning. It wasn't just her bravery that was on the line, she wanted to inspire them to be brave in their own lives, too. Thanks, Pumpkin, Mia replied, her heart swelling. I hope so. Ethan, who seemed to feel the weight of the moment, wrapped his arms around her, and soon Lily joined in. The embrace was a balm for her soul, lifting her spirits. But as she held them, whispering softly about all the adventures they would embark upon together, a gnawing doubt quietly stalked her mind. What if her story wasn't enough? What if revealing these pieces of herself fractured their little world instead of expanding it? The tension ebbed and flowed as she cherished the warmth of their closeness, but each squeeze from her kids only intensified her internal struggle. Would this connection endure when her truths came to light? As they settled into the evening, the quiet dining room filled with crumbs and laughter echoed the uncertainty thrumming beneath Mia's surface. She caught a glimpse of her reflection in the kitchen window, a woman torn between fear and aspiration. In that moment, she resolved to find an answer, to not just write the story, but to live it with them beside her. What awaited her in the workshop? Was she ready for the challenges it would bring? And as she tucked her children into bed later that night, a new question lingered in the air. Was she prepared to unveil the real story of Mia? The one that lay beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered. The morning sun filtered through the curtains, casting soft, golden light across Mia's small kitchen. She stood at the counter, buzzing with a mix of excitement and nerves. Today was the day. The writing workshop would finally begin, and while the butterflies danced in her stomach, she also felt a spark of hope flickering like a candle, ready to burst into flame. Mom! Are you coming? Ethan's voice rang out, breaking her focus. The kids were already at the door, their backpacks slung over their shoulders. I'll be right there. She called back, quickly grabbing her notepad filled with ideas and scribbles. The pages had become a refuge, a place where she could pour her thoughts and feelings without fear. As she stepped outside, the crisp air greeted her like an old friend. The walk to the community center was short but invigorating. Ethan and Lily skipped ahead, their laughter mingling with the hum of morning. Every step awakened something deep within her, a yearning to finally be heard. The center came into view, a modest building with bright flyers plastered all over the glass doors. Mia felt her heart race, a collision of trepidation and excitement. She imagined the walls bustling with vibrant conversations, words fluttering through the air like leaves in a gentle breeze. Inside, a small circle of people sat in folding chairs, their expressions a mix of curiosity and anticipation. Mia took a seat, her palms clammy against her notepad. She caught the eyes of a woman with bright red glasses, a smile that felt like a warm hug breaking the ice. Welcome, everyone. The instructor said, her voice rich and inviting. Today, we're here to explore storytelling and share our truths. Who's excited? As the group burst into laughter and agreeance, Mia felt her hesitation melt into resolve. She glanced down at her notepad, her own story waiting for its turn to be told. One by one, participants began sharing snippets of their lives, brave slices of their histories, laughter bubbling up alongside tears. Each story resonated, like echoes harmonizing in a grand melody. Mia listened, absorbing their journeys, feeling the weight of her own story pressing against her chest. Finally, a thought crept into her mind. Was she ready? The recognition was both exhilarating and terrifying. As she tapped her pen against the page, an internal dialogue flooded her, urging her to step forward. I have something I'd like to share, she said, feeling her heart race louder than the buzz of conversation around her. The moment hung in the air, heavy yet liberating. Mia's voice trembled slightly as she began, revealing the struggles she'd faced and the path that had led her here. She spoke of her kids, her dreams, and the moments of doubt that crept in like shadows. As the words flowed, the room seemed to shrink, making space for her truth. When she finished, an overwhelming silence filled the air before applause erupted like thunder. Heart racing, she looked around to see nods of understanding, smiles of recognition mirrored in their eyes. Thank you for sharing. It's a beautiful story, the instructor said, her praise wrapping around Mia like a warm embrace. In that moment, Mia realized something profound. Bravery wasn't about the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward despite it. She felt lighter, a veil lifting. Maybe her story could touch others, just as theirs had touched her. As she left the workshop later, the chatter of fellow writers surrounded her, an energy pulsing with shared excitement. A flicker of something new ignited within Mia. Could her words, her journey, become part of a bigger narrative? With Ethan and Lily waiting for her, arms wide open for a post-workshop hug, the world felt expansive and full of promise. But as she held them tightly, another thought wove its way through her mind. What if sharing meant exposing darker parts of her story, parts that might affect her precious children? Determination sharpened within her as she watched them laugh and play, the uncertainty of what lay ahead looming just behind her joy. Would revealing her truths help them, or would it change everything they held dear? As they strolled down the sunny sidewalk, giggles splashing against the pavement, Mia whispered to herself, "There's more to this story, and I'm just beginning." What would she discover about herself through the process? And could she really face the truth of who she was, for their sake? The days that followed the workshop felt different for Mia. There was a lightness to her step, a newfound energy that surged through her everyday routines. She found herself humming to the music playing in the background at the bakery while she grabbed her morning coffee, the world outside her kitchen window seeming a little brighter, but every so often, doubts crept in like a whisper, threading through her thoughts. Even as she found joy in her children's laughter and the sweet aroma of her favorite pastries, memories from her past haunted her, voices that echoed with harsh critiques, moments that left scars hidden beneath her skin. It was those shadows that cast a chill over her warmth, reminding her that vulnerability was both a gift and a risk. Ethan and Lily kept her grounded. They filled the house with their endless chatter, ambitions budding like the spring flowers outside. On weekends, they explored parks, tried new recipes together, and created optimism through their playful antics. Still, there were moments glimpses of their bright eyes would flash uncertain. Did they truly understand her story? Did they feel the weight of her darkest moments lurking just beneath the surface? One afternoon, while the children played in the backyard, Mia settled onto the porch with her notepad, feeling both anxious and resolute. She wrote furiously, pouring out every thought, every whisper of doubt. Her hand moved with urgency, capturing everything she had held back. "What if I just write about it all?" she murmured aloud. "What if I bear it all so they can see me fully?" This idea stirred something potent inside her, a powerful mix of fear and excitement. She wondered if putting her life on paper could forge a connection with her kids, opening a discussion about their pasts, their fears, and their hopes. But what if they were too young to shoulder those burdens? Could she risk shaping their view of themselves, or worse, placing the weight of her struggles on them? As she contemplated these thoughts, the sun began to dip past the horizon. The fading light bathed everything in hues of orange and gold, sparking a moment of clarity. Mia could choose to shape her story differently. Perhaps she could write not just from scars but from resilience, from the strength she hoped to impart to her children. With a deep breath, she wrote about their shared laughter, their resilient spirit, and their love as anchors. Maybe her story wasn't just about heartache, it was a journey toward healing and hope. Wouldn't it be better to show Ethan and Lily that life could be messy but still beautiful? Just as she made this decision, a shriek erupted from the backyard. Mia jumped up, running towards the sound. She found Ethan and Lily holding a treasure they had unearthed in the dirt, a small, weathered box. Their faces glowed with wonder, eyes sparkling like stars as they pried it open. "What did you find?" Mia asked, kneeling beside them, curiosity igniting her heart. "Mom! Look!" Lily exclaimed, an array of old marbles rolling around in the box. "These must be magic." Mia laughed, but inside, a recognition sparked within her. These marbles were like the pieces of her heart, shiny, beautiful, and collected from different moments across time. Fragile yet full of potential. As they began to play, taking turns creating stories around their newfound treasures, Mia looked at her children and whispered, "What if I shared a story about our magic, just like these marbles?" Would sharing her story create space for them to understand their own, or would it shift their perspective on her? Mia's heart raced with newfound urgency, a blend of fear and excitement. And in that moment, she realized she was ready to delve deeper, to explore not just her past but the magic in the everyday moments ahead. As the sun dipped lower, painting the sky in rich colors of possibility, Mia felt a shift within her. Perhaps she was not just a mother working to make ends meet, she was becoming a storyteller, a vessel for the magic yet to come. But the road was still murky, and she couldn't shake the thought. What if her story changed everything they knew? With unsteady hope and trembling hands, she returned to her notepad. Tomorrow would be another step forward. Perhaps it was time to reveal not just the struggles, but the shining hope that lay ahead. Would her journey bring her family closer together, or would it unearth fears she wasn't ready to confront? The following day, Mia woke up with her heart still racing from the night before. The sun peeked through her kitchen window, its rays a warm invitation to embrace the day. Today, she would begin sharing her story. As she sipped her coffee, glimpsing Ethan and Lily at the breakfast table, a spark of anticipation thrummed within her. "Ready to make some magic?" she asked with a smile, keeping her voice light as she prepared their favorite pancakes topped with fresh fruits. "Magic? Like the marbles?" Ethan quipped, grinning with mischief in his eyes. "Absolutely. Just like those marbles," she replied, her own smile radiating warmth. It struck her how those little treasures had ignited a discussion, opening a door she hadn't expected. These moments were layers of their life, not just reflections of her past but a chance to weave together new stories. Today and every day, after breakfast, Mia knew there was no turning back. She gathered the kids in the living room, the bright sunlight spilling onto the floor, creating a cozy circle. As the chatter subsided, her heart pounded fiercely. "Remember those marbles you found? Well, I want to tell you about some special pieces of magic from my life," she began, her voice trembling slightly. Ethan's eyes widened, curious. Lily leaned in, her tiny hands resting on her knees. Mia took a breath, feeling the weight of their gazes pierce through her walls. "Some things weren't great in my past. I faced hard moments, like storms that felt like they would never end." She spoke slowly, allowing them to digest every word. "But through those storms, I learned to see the colors in life, just like those marbles. Each one represents a moment of joy, sorrow, or love." As she unfolded her story, weaving in the laughter and tears, she caught glimpses of understanding flickering in their faces. She shared how her dreams had felt like distant stars but how she kept reaching for them, fueled by love, hope, and a little magic. Lily's brow furrowed slightly. "Did it hurt to tell us?" Mia paused, surprised by the depth of her daughter's question. "It can feel scary to share hard things." But honesty helps us connect. We can support each other through it all. And what if it's too hard? Ethan chimed in, his voice thoughtful. Then we take it one step at a time, Mia replied, a warm smile breaking through her own doubt. We will always have each other to lean on. Mia realized then that this was more than just a sharing session, it was a bridge leading them into more open conversations. The kids nodded thoughtfully, soaking in the magic of their mother's words, a newfound understanding blossoming in the air. Afterward, there was a lightness in the room. They began to share stories of their own, like the time Ethan bravely confronted his fear of the dark or the way Lily felt brave standing on the tall slide for the first time. Each tale was like another marble, adding richness to their shared lives, yet, as the day pressed on and laughter filled the house, doubt still flickered at the back of Mia's mind. Had she opened a door that would reveal more than just brightness? Would they still see her as their mother after learning the darker parts of her journey? The questions thudded like a whispering wind, refusing to be ignored. That evening, as Mia tucked the kids in with promises of more stories to come, a swept-like peace enveloped her. She turned to leave when she caught Lily's voice, soft and clear. "Mom, we are magic too, right?" In that moment, Mia felt a profound connection not only to her children but also to herself. They were all marbles in a larger story, each one holding potential, beauty, and resilience. As she closed the door behind her, she glimpsed the untold stories still lying ahead. Would they discover even more magic in their journey together, or would shadows still cast over their connection? The questions lingered, as did the spark of hope ignited by their shared words. Tomorrow, they'd explore even deeper, but a nagging thought remained: what challenges might they face as they continued their storytelling adventure? Mia woke up the next morning, the sun already embracing her home with warm colors. She lingered at the window, lost in thought. Could she really share more of her past? Each heartbeat echoed the weight of her worries, but somewhere deep inside, she felt that lovely spark from yesterday's discussions. As she made breakfast, Ethan and Lily bustled around her, their laughter brightening the kitchen. Mia glanced at their faces, filled with innocence and joy, and wondered how much of her truth they could handle. Could she really unfold the heavier parts of her journey? The whispers of doubt nudged at her, but so did the promise of connection. "Mom, can we have another story today?" Ethan's eyes sparkled with hope, and Lily nodded vigorously, her curls bouncing. Mia smiled, feeling a warmth swell within her. "Of course. I can share another piece of my magic." They settled once again in the living room, their eager faces digging into her heart, and she took a deep breath. "There was a time in my life where I felt truly lost. I struggled to find my place." She paused, the words feeling like stones in her throat. Would they still see the mom they loved if they heard this version of her? Ethan leaned forward. "What happened, Mom? Did someone help you?" Mia's heart ached. "Yes, they did. Just like you both are my helpers. I met dear friends during those times, people who saw me for who I was when I couldn't see myself. They shone light on my dark days." The memories flooded in, colors of laughter and tears weaving through her mind. Lily piped up, "Did they believe in you?" "Yes, they did. They taught me that even when I was down, I could rise again. Like a flower that pushes through the cracks in the concrete." The kids exchanged glances, a mix of understanding and concern evident on their faces. Mia sensed something shift, a bridge forming between her past and their shared present. "Mia," Lily hesitated, her little voice solemn and sweet. "What did you do when it got really hard?" Mia felt the moment hang in the air. "I wrote. Words became my way to breathe. When the family fell apart, when I felt like I was fading, I poured my heart onto the pages." Ethan's brows knitted together. "Didn't that hurt?" "Sometimes, yes," Mia admitted. "But it also healed me. I discovered my strength through the things I faced." "And you're strong now?" Lily asked, her bright eyes wide. Mia held their gaze, her heart swelling with love. "I am. And you both make me stronger every day." A moment of silence settled, thick and full of emotion. The kids, processing her story, shifted closer together on the sofa, grasping at the threads connecting them all. Suddenly, an unexpected knock on the door startled them. Mia's heart quickened. Who could it be? As she moved to open the door, her mind raced, perhaps an old friend seeking reconnection. Or maybe a stranger who needed help. Mom. Lily whispered, sensing Mia's sudden stillness. Mia opened the door, and her breath caught. Standing there was someone from her past, someone she hadn't expected to see. A shadow from long ago, ready to reveal what she had buried deep. How would the story unfold now? Would this person open old wounds or help heal them? Mia's heart thudded with both fear and hope, and she knew they were about to uncover the next layer of their journey. Mia stood frozen at the door, her heart pounding. The woman standing before her, once a familiar face in her life, was now a ghost from her past. Haley, a friend from the days when the shadows loomed large and the uncertainty felt endless. Mia? Haley asked softly, her gaze searching. Is it really you? Tears welled up at the corners of Mia's eyes. Haley, I can't believe it. In that moment, memories flashed through Mia's mind, laughter shared, tears shed, late-night talks filled with dreams. But it wasn't just the good moments that came rushing back. It was the heartache, the struggles they both faced that eventually drove them apart. Can I come in? Haley asked, her voice a tentative whisper. With a nod, Mia stepped aside, her heart heavy yet hopeful. They both hesitated, feeling the weight of their shared history, the burdens they had carried. Mia ushered her in, where Ethan and Lily sat wide-eyed, curiosity brimming. Who is that, Mom? Ethan asked, his little fingers curling around the edge of the couch. This is Haley, a very special friend of mine. Mia replied, her voice cracking just a touch. Haley knelt down to meet the children's gaze, a soft smile blooming on her face. Hi there. You two have a wonderful mom. Thanks. We think so too. Lily chimed, her innocence bridging the moment. Mia watched as the tension began to lift between her and Haley. The warmth of the kids melted the frosty distance of years gone by. Still, there lingered a storm beneath the surface, a mix of apprehension and anticipation. Mia, Haley began, her voice steady now, I've seen your story, I read your speech. You're doing amazing things. I wanted to check on you. Her words drew Mia in, and they hovered in the air like a bomb. But the past pressed against Mia's chest like a weight. I've carried so much, she admitted, feeling raw. I wasn't sure how to face it again. Haley nodded knowingly, her eyes reflecting shared struggles. We've all faced our demons. I've had my share of storms too. That's why I came back. I wanted you to know you're not alone anymore. Surrounded by the warmth of home, the reflections of their journey entwined with the laughter of children, Mia felt clarity sparking within her. She had held on to the shame of her past for too long. It was time to embrace her life, flaws and all. What if we shared our stories together? Mia suggested, her heart firing with new ideas. Maybe we can empower each other again. I want my children to understand that we rise from our struggles, that it's okay to ask for help. Haley's eyes widened, a flicker of pride crossing her features. Yes, I'd love that. We can create something beautiful from our stories, something real. Ethan and Lily shifted, intrigued by the connection growing between their mother and this new guest. Can we help too? Lily piped up, eyes sparkling like her favorite marbles. Absolutely. Haley replied, warmth enveloping them all. Let us invite others. Let us make it a community effort. With that, an idea began to form, one that transcended the room's four walls and invited the world in. As they brainstormed, laughter mingled with whispers of ambition. Desiring to share their truths, they imagined workshops and stories, crafting a tapestry that would not only connect their past struggles but illuminate the paths ahead. Days turned into weeks, each accented with newfound purpose. Mia, Haley, Ethan, and Lily amassed support. A small community blossomed, led by the power of shared healing. Mia felt a shift, a transformative energy surrounding them. Mia stood in the cafe weeks later, hosting their first workshop. The room was full, people from their neighborhood had come out to listen and share. As she spoke, she looked out over the gathering, an array of faces filled with hope and encouragement. Each person shared their struggles, weaving their lives together, a beautiful tapestry of resilience. As she took a deep breath and shared her own story, she felt undeniably free, with Ethan and Lily cheering her on from the front row. They beamed with pride, knowing their mother was not just a cleaner, but a beacon of hope, a storyteller who inspired others to embrace their magic. Haley chimed in, her voice a rich melody alongside Mia's, shattering the silence with every truth they shared. The moment felt grand, electric, a sense of belonging igniting each heart in the room. "This is just the beginning," Mia declared, her smile radiant. The room erupted with applause, a wave of warmth washing over her. As the workshop wound down and friends turned into family around her, Mia knew their story was far from finished. There would be challenges ahead, and some shadows would remain, but her family was right there by her side, crafting magic together. Together, they would rise above and rewrite their narrative. With laughter, support, and relentless love, they could face anything. And in that realization, Mia felt unshakable, ready to embrace every single part of their lives, hand in hand. This chapter. It was just the beginning of their story. Now it's your turn. If you felt inspired by Mia's journey and the power of sharing, subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss the next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and help uplift more voices. Comment your reactions and feelings about this incredible journey we've witnessed, and share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to hear this transformation. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait not even one more second to share.